When it comes to defending crossed free kicks, Liverpool's recent approach has raised eyebrows and sparked a fascinating discussion. It challenges everything many believe about the best way to handle these critical set-piece moments. But here's where it gets controversial. Liverpool is adopting what could be called an Italian method of defending free kicks, which is strikingly different from the widely accepted norms seen in other top European leagues. For years, the standard strategy in football has been to use a high defensive line during free kicks, positioning defenders close to the edge of the box. This system aims to prevent attackers from getting too close to the goal while still leaving some space in front of the goalkeeper to manage any headers or flick-ons. Yet Italian teams, especially in Serie A, have popularized an alternative approach. Instead of pushing a high line, they defend deeply, often setting up two parallel lines near the edge of the penalty area. From this deeper position, defenders then move forward aggressively to challenge the ball once it's in the air. The contrast between Italian and Dutch football philosophies on defensive lines is a classic example of tactical diversity in the sport. Dutch coaches typically encourage their teams to press higher up the pitch, keeping opponents pinned back. Italians, on the other hand, have long emphasized compact, deep defending as a way to limit scoring opportunities. So, it was unexpected to see Liverpool's manager, Arne Slot, instructing his team to defend free kicks in a style more aligned with the Italian school of thought. Though Liverpool usually sets up in a single, very deep line rather than two separate ones, this defensive adjustment was particularly noticeable during Liverpool's tightly contested 3-2 victory over Newcastle. According to Opta, the ball was in play for just 40.8% of the match time, the lowest Premier League figure in 15 years, since a 2010 battle between Tony Pulis's Stoke City and Sam Allardyce's Blackburn Rovers, both known for their physical, set-piece heavy tactics. This game was characterized by constant fouls and numerous free kicks, placing Liverpool's defensive methods under the microscope. Liverpool faced many free kicks from Newcastle, and their positioning was key. Early on, Liverpool defenders were standing about 20 yards deeper than traditional positioning might call for. For example, at one central free kick, Kieran Trippier delivered a short pass to Sandro Tonali, who then swept the ball toward the far post, where Newcastle attackers Joelinton and Dan Burn were waiting. Virgil van Dijk managed to get his head to the ball, preventing any serious threat. Later, in a very similar setup, Trippier again chose a short delivery, this time targeting Bruno Guimaraes. While the attempt was less effective and easily cleared, the pattern of Liverpool sitting deep continued to frustrate Newcastle's set-piece attempts. Attempts to loft the ball over Liverpool's deep defense were almost doomed to fail, as the deep position left no space behind the defenders for the ball to drop. Things got even more tactical when Anthony Gordon of Newcastle tried holding a position just behind Liverpool's defensive line, technically offside, but hoping to exploit confusion in a scrappy box scramble. Trippier lobbed the ball in his direction, but Gordon was unable to contest it effectively, and keeper Alisson was quick to collect the loose ball. The next time Newcastle tried, they reverted to a short play again, with Gordon unmarked and Anthony Elanga making a run wide. However, Gordon's pass was slightly off, and Elanga's subsequent cross lacked power and accuracy, resulting in no clear opportunities. In the second half, the pattern remained the same, as Liverpool comfortably managed these situations despite Newcastle being a man down and eager to equalize. A long ball from Lewis Hall was headed clear by Van Dijk without trouble. Liverpool's deep defensive setup seemed safe, until a surprising switch occurred. Confusion struck when Liverpool, after having settled into a deep line, suddenly tried to defend a free kick with a high line. Van Dijk, appearing to retreat as usual, glanced at the bench and then signaled his teammates to push up. This sudden shift forced Ibrahima Konate to sprint backward instead of forward, leaving him unable to contest an aerial duel properly. Consequently, Dan Burn's attempt to win the ball was missed. It deflected off Konate and fell to William Osula, who calmly scored to level the game at 2-2. Liverpool's manager Slot defended Van Dijk's role in this goal, explaining the instructions came from the bench and acknowledged the difficulty of the situation. He said, "It's unfair to blame Virgil. We were aware of Newcastle's strategy. They like to hit the ball toward the D area, with Dan Burn attacking aggressively. Given the ball's depth, we thought keeping our defense deeper would reduce the risk of a second ball in our box. But in retrospect, that decision didn't pay off in this instance." Not long after, Liverpool reverted to their deeper defensive approach on a similar free kick. And this time, the strategy worked. The goalkeeper Alisson was free to collect a long ball from Newcastle's keeper, Nick Pope, denying any immediate threat. Ultimately, Riongamo's late goal secured Liverpool's victory, so this defensive mishap didn't cost them the match. Still, this experience reinforces that Liverpool's deeper defensive line may be more effective in handling crossed free kicks going forward. There are downsides to this approach, of course. If defenders fail to win the initial header, it often results in a dangerous second ball opportunity for the attacking team, increasing the risk of conceding. But watching multiple examples makes a strong case that this method provides defensive teams the advantage of reacting to the ball, rather than just reacting to attackers' movement. It also seems to unsettle free kick takers, who are generally used to aiming directly behind a high defensive line rather than contesting a ball aggressively won by defenders who come forward. This tactical nuance is something to watch closely in Liverpool's upcoming clash with Arsenal, a team renowned for clever set-piece routines. Arsenal's creativity in these situations could test Liverpool's defending approach to the limit at Anfield. So, here's a question worth considering. Is Liverpool's Italian style, deeper defensive line, the future for set-piece defending in the Premier League, or is it just a risky anomaly? Do you think pushing a high line is better? Or does defending deep and attacking the ball offer a real edge? Feel free to share your opinions and predictions. After all, it's these debates that make football so endlessly fascinating.